Well, Ben, happy birthday! 23 years old today. You're becoming quite the seasoned pro.
Yeah, it's flown by, to be honest. The last 5 years or so, whatever it's been professionally, a lot of ups and downs. But at the moment it's going pretty well, and yeah, after a good win in a week, we wanna get a win Saturday too.
Do you feel you have it all in front of you to do?
Yeah, I mean we've as a team, I think we're just still finding our feet a little bit, and personally, I think I'd like to think I've got my best years ahead of me. Obviously, last year was a pretty good year for me, especially second half, and the year before I had a good year as well. So off the back of a couple of good years, I'd like to think that next 5-6 years, there's more to come.
You would certainly consider yourself now an established first teamer, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think after a couple of years ago, I had 40 league games, I think, and I would have probably said, after that stage there, I was an established first team player, and then my target from there should be 30-40 league games every year.
So when that ball drops to you on Tuesday night, there's almost now a certain inevitability what's going to happen with it. Do you feel like that?
I think when you get in those positions, you've just got to try and hit the target, especially when it's quite a difficult technique like it was the other night. I just made sure I kept it pretty low and got a good connection with it. Didn't try and hit it too hard, and thankfully it flew in.
It was rather fortuitous. I think it came off a Birmingham head. When did you actually know it was coming in your direction? Yeah,
Ronan hit it, and it obviously got blocked, and I could see it started coming towards my way, and I thought, it's literally coming perfectly onto my right foot, and I thought, I can't turn down a chance like this. So like I said, made sure I kept over it, got it on target, and thankfully it went in.
Is that instinctive, or have you had to perfect it?
I think it was pretty instinctive, I didn't really have to think too much about it. As soon as I saw it coming my way, I thought, I'm going to hit this. Didn't really have anything else cross my mind.
Have you always had that in your locker from when you were a youngster?
I did, I've scored goals, through the academy years and stuff, and obviously last year I scored quite a few goals as well. So I think it's definitely in there, and it is coming out. It's it's the last 6 months or so I've scored a few goals. So obviously really happy with the one that went in Tuesday, and hopefully there's more to come this year.
It's almost a trademark goal, isn't it? Because I can remember similar, perhaps Blackpool and Plymouth and obviously other places.
Yeah, it's that sort of range. I think the edge of the box is kind of the centre midfielder's kind of scoring range. I think balls that are falling around that area of the pitch. Usually it's the centre midfielder coming onto it. So that's the sort of range where a lot of my goals have come from, and I'll keep working hard and practicing and make sure there's more to come.
Were you slightly aggrieved not to find yourself in the starting lineup last Saturday?
I think it's natural to feel disappointment when you're not in the starting lineup. But the team we've got, the squad we've got this year, makes it really hard to get in that starting lineup. So, slight bit of disappointment, but also motivation to try and get yourself back in that team.
Is it explained to you in detail why before the game?
No, I mean that's part and parcel of the game. People get left out of the squad, left out of the starting lineup, and as players, it's our job just to get on with that, do everything right in training, and make sure we're ready when we're called upon. And the other night we had a few players that weren't in the team Saturday that played, and did a good job, and obviously got the performance and the result we wanted.
Would you say the competition is more intense than last season here?
I think all over the pitch, I think if you look at the squad now, there's strength everywhere. It's hard to call the starting lineup, and there's players left out of the squad altogether that are going to be sitting in the stands. They're obviously going to be really disappointed because they'd be starting at a lot of other clubs, I think. So there's going to be disappointment, but for a manager, I think that's the kind of headache you want. You want to have tough decisions where there's players playing well all over the pitch, and you've got tough decisions to call.
So at 23, what personal goals are you setting yourself for years to come?
I haven't thought too far ahead. I mean, players, including myself, have their targets short term. Looking at the season ahead, but I wouldn't say I look past this year. I've got my targets for this season, and in terms of the future, just make new targets and new goals when the season finishes.
What do you feel you can still improve on?
I think all round my whole game can still improve. Off the ball, there's definitely work. There's definitely stuff to be improved on, and even on the ball, there's stuff to be improved on. So it's just a constant battle in football to try and improve yourself. Because if you don't, you're going to be left behind, and you're going to find yourself out of the team. So, everyone here is hard working, and it's not just me that's going to be working on everything, every part of my game. You can see the lads outside, after training, all doing their own bits, all working on different parts of their game, and that's the same for me.
So what will you work on specifically?
It's a bit of everything. So, I do finishing sessions, obviously after certain training sessions, some passing in there. It all depends on the day. So, we'll do set pieces certain days and work on our shape then. And in training, you've got the chance to work on everything. So when you're doing small-sided games and possession drills, you've got the chance to work on, something that you feel needs working on. So if you think that's your decision making, you've got the chance in there to make mistakes and go and find out, what sort of decisions you should be making. If it's your weak foot, you've got the chance to go and try and improve your technique and your weak foot. So for me, it's about improving my whole game every day in training, and it's the same for everyone.
In many ways, it was a great season with the Wembley triumph last season, but how disappointing was it to come up just that little bit short at the end of it?
It was disappointing, yeah. I think at Christmas time you're looking at the league table and you think Pompey are pretty much favourites to go up top. So yeah, after losing that lead and finishing outside the top two was disappointing. But on the flip side, I think you've got to look at the Wembley run. We had a great run in that cup and got to Wembley and won at Wembley. And I think any time you win a trophy in a season, you've probably got to call it a successful season. Playoff semi-finals is obviously an improvement on the year before as well, and we're looking to go one better this year. But if you're looking at last year, I'd probably say it's successful. Like I said, improvement on the year before, and we won a trophy. So
that success of the Checkatrade was almost unexpected, didn't it? It just came along.
Yeah, I mean, performances were excellent all throughout that competition, and I think if you're looking overall, we probably deserved to win it. I can't think of a game where we played bad. Had a lot of different players in that competition, so especially in the earlier rounds, we had sort of a mixed team of youngsters, players not quite getting in the team, and a few players that had been in the league side as well. So really something to be proud of. And this year, why not do it again? I think we've got the squad to do it, so we'll certainly be aiming to do that.
So as we said, people expect better this season. That's almost promotion, isn't it? Does that put an extra pressure on players like you?
I wouldn't say it puts that extra pressure on me, no. I think as a squad we know what success will be this year. It will be promotion, and we're all focused on doing that, and we're all excited about doing it as well. We're not playing at this club to just be cruising and happy with sort of mid-table or playoff finish. We want to be getting promoted. That's why everyone's here, and we'll be giving it our best shot to do that this season. And
as a local lad, does that mean a little bit more to you?
Probably does, yeah. Obviously I've seen a lot over the years, a lot of highs, a lot of lows, and the last few years it's been a lot of highs, so we want to continue that. And yeah, for me as well, I'd be absolutely over the moon to get promoted with this club.
Yeah, along with Jack Watmore and people like that, you've seen everything, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, it has been a long time. Brandon's been here a long time as well. Seen a lot of players come and go, a lot of coaches come and go. And for us, it's just about getting success while we're at the club. So, who knows how long we're going to be here. So, all we're focused on is getting success at this club and getting the club promoted.
But you would hope to be here a long time, presumably?
Yeah, absolutely. It's, as long as it's going well, as long as I'm playing well and wanting to be here, then I don't see why not.
When you see the likes of Adam Webster, who's just gone to Brighton for 20 million, does it actually give you itchy feet and perhaps make you think someday, that might be me? Obviously, that is a dream and a goal to reach one day. It's the same for all of us. We all want to play as high as we can and reach the Premier League if possible. I'm obviously buzzing for Webber. He fully deserves it. He's been excellent the last couple of years.
And you know, the boys that were here when he was here could see he had the potential to do it. And it's not really a surprise to many of us. We all know how much of a good player he is and what he can do. So yeah, it's a bit of you know, kind of motivation as well for us, because we've seen players come out of Portsmouth and reach that level. I mean, look at Clarkey as well, just gone to Brighton and on loan to Derby. So yeah, for us, we realise it's achievable, but obviously there's a lot of hard work to get there.
But it's an endorsement of where you've come from, the academy side, who have farmed out players quite consistently.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a few names that we've said there. There's more. I mean, you look, Jed Wallace is obviously doing really well. Connor's, Joe Ward, yeah. Connor Chaplin's obviously in the championship now. So last few years, the club's definitely produced players, and hopefully that can continue as well. It's a big part of a club, and you know, it says a lot about a club when there's good players coming out of the academy.
Well, have a great day today, mate, and we wish you all well for the
Cheers,
season.
John. Thank you.